Well, hello and welcome to the Cosmic Echo Tarot Experience. Yeah, the Cosmic Echo. It is a reading which connects historic cycles of frequency through your repeating tarot energy. You and your life are indeed an echo of past energy. What we experience is not new. We experience ancient energetic frequencies, which have been repeating again and again and again for thousands of years. Now, in our lives, or at least this incarnation anyway, we see them as new, but they're not. Each life is an echo from the last time. So, using tarot as a tool, I locate the current frequency. Once found, I use other tools to tell the story, which allow you to manifest your spiritual kryptonite. It's a two-step metaphysical technique focused on your destination, which is your tarot energy. Now, I begin with 3 cards. Each card, has its own frequency. Well, I take those 3 frequencies and combine them into one. Okay? That reveals your manifesting potential. I use astrology and historical images or images from the current times to help you imagine the essence of that energy, to get you to feel it again, to reach back in time, make the connection so that you can use the repeating tarot energy in the best way possible. Now, the information has to be simple, has to be clear, powerful. No fantasies, no unicorns, no rainbows. The matrix is revealed in seeing repeating cosmic cycles. You bring ancient frequencies into your life. Remember, it's about your choice, it's about your potential, it's about your kryptonite. Knowing the repetitive energetic patterns around you enables you to use these ancient frequencies to your benefit. They don't just come out of the blue. So think of the reading as kind of a cosmic roadmap. The tarot gives you the destination, but it's the astrology and the imagery that I add in that give you the map. You get to see the location, you get to feel the location, you get to sense the energy. This unique package helps you activate your spiritual kryptonite and ride this ancient cosmic wave to the best self, your best destiny in this lifetime. Now, today's reading is construction zone. Expect delays. What that is saying is there is a change in the wind. 2026 is going to be a number 1 year. It's a year for beginning. That means this year has been kind of a cleaning up, organizing, that sort of a thing. But the message is construction zone, expect delays. That's the energy. That's the important part. So let's see if we can't get into a little bit of this. First of all, again, I want to kind of repeat for you what the whole cosmic cycles thing is all about. Astrology is a kind of alchemy. It's cyclical in nature. Literally, what goes around comes around. It's understanding and knowing these cycles that give us the pulse of the matrix now. It permits us to feel and focus on the power of the tarot through the alchemy of astrology. Now, this combination of those two things gives us deep power and control over our destiny. I mean, we all come in here with a destiny and it all kind of leads us, but it's nice to know how to handle the energy, and that's what this whole thing is about. So, let's see if we can't begin. The astrology session is now open. Let's take a look and see what's going on. I think you'll be surprised. First of all, November this month is a time when you're going to notice things are heating up. If you don't notice, trust me, they are. We have all of the large planets either retrograde or getting to reverse their energy and go retrograde. The only exception is Jupiter, but Mercury in the middle of the month is going to go going to go retrograde as well. And we always have to deal with a Mercury retrograde. It's a little planet. You'd think, hey, what the hell? It can't bother us. People who have gone through Mercury retrogrades before, paying attention, know that it can be an irritation. Usually, it doesn't really disrupt your life. But boy, does it get you to do some thinking and some reworking. So we are wrapping up a number 9 year this year. 2025 is a number 9 year. Okay. That means 2026 will be a number 1 energy, and the cosmic roller coaster ride will begin. 2026 is going to be a surprising year. It's going to be a heavy duty year. So get your head ready for a surprising exit from what we've been doing in the past. Let's take a look and see what we're doing with the tarot stuff, huh? I think that would be appropriate. Let's see if we can fill in some of the details. Okay. So here we go. Focused frequency. That's what the tarot is all about. I gave you the astrology, kind of the background. You kind of sense what we're headed to, right? The exit, change in the wind. So let's take a look at the tarot. 7 of Cups. The illusion of choice, or delusion, as the case may be. 7 of Cups is going back thinking that you have a whole bunch of choices. And that's one of the ways that they fool us. They give us all kinds of choices. They're artificial, they're shallow, they're phony, and they're the ones who give us the choices. They're the ones that give us the life menu. You think, oh, I got the menu in front of me. I got all these choices. No, you don't. Every single one of them is to keep you poor, in debt, enslaved. All of them. Doesn't make any difference what they are. You have to sign up for this. You got to do that. You have to always some sort of tie, some sort of strings attached. You don't see them. They don't talk about them until they get you. But once they have you, well, just take a look at the internet. Man, it was supposed to be so freeing. In some element, it is. A lot of information still kind of oozing through it, and that's good. But do you notice how they are changing the game? Because they own the game, and they're going to make it evident now. So rather than simply boot people off the internet, what they're doing is changing the algorithms so that the site never comes up. You don't know that. It just, you're not there anymore. So the 7 of Cups says you think you have choice. Having 52 donuts is not choice. And frankly, voting for president is not choice. They've picked the people already. Take a look at the connections. It's a game. You do not have choice, just like George Carlin said. And that people are beginning to catch on to, and that's beginning to be upsetting for a lot of them because they're realizing, what the hell's going on? I'm a rat running a race in a little turnstile thing, man, or those hamsters on those, where they're running in that little cage. That's what we're doing. And that's how the game is played. So along comes the 6 of Cups. You realize you've been played, you realize you've been lied to, and the 6 of Cups is nostalgia. It's like, man, remember the good old days? Gosh, they were so good. Well, first of all, the good old days as you remember them never existed. Most of us, the good old days are when we were kids or teenagers. And frankly, we were not paying attention to the world around us. We didn't care. We had our own little thing going. So we didn't see the dark stuff. We didn't see the crap. Just didn't pay attention. It was not important, man. What's the latest tunes? What's the latest this, that, and the other thing? We were young. We were happening. So what we remember was actually not true. And of course, with time, you kind of change the storyline anyway, so you kind of lie to yourself a little bit. The good old days were not so good old, but that feeling, that emotional connection, that's different. Because you can use that as a guide. 7 of Cups says everything's an illusion. You don't have choice. You're trapped. 6 of Cups says, no, I'm not. I still have my memory. I still have that feeling. Maybe I don't have all the facts exact, but I got that feeling. And that's what you want to hang on to. Because we go to the Four of Pentacles, realizing that you have no choice, understanding that what you remember from the past is not exactly true, but sidestepping that and saying, hey, guess what? I'm going to feel my way to the future. That gives you values. No longer are you deluded by the things that they put in front of you. No, you don't have to have more houses. No, you don't have to have more cars. In fact, I just read a story just the other night, and I knew that this was happening, but I'm glad to see it confirmed that the car makers are now building cars that look very boring, very bland, and they all look the same. Why? They want to disconnect us from cars. That's no big deal. It's just transportation. Who cares? And they're also building these vehicles cheaper. I don't mean in terms of cost, I mean in terms of quality. They're built to fall apart fast, cost you a ton. You have one of these electric vehicles, which you come to find out really are not such a big deal because Bill Gates just this week admitted that this climate thing is really a farce. But anyway, let's say that you have one of these electric vehicles. Oh, it's great. It's great. First of all their parts are plastic. So when it comes to repairs, it costs you a ton because you have to replace that plastic part with other plastic parts. It's all part put together. So it costs you 3, 4, 500, maybe 1,000, 2,000, maybe more. Battery goes out, that could be $10,000. So you need real value. We've been put things, the Seven of Cups says here, put these things in front of them, distract them. But you realize the Six of Cups, holy God, it's a lie. I want to go back to when things were real. Four of Pentacles says you can get there. It's going to take some work, but with what's coming up, a change in the wind, you will be forced to have to pay attention. That's all. You'll be forced to have to pay attention, right? Because we are coming to an exit. There is construction ahead. You can rebuild your future. But that means you got to change direction in your life. And that's usually difficult for people. They don't do that easily. But at this point, you'll see that it makes no sense to fight. Let's take a look at Picture Perfect for today. Two ideas, all the same. This one from Socrates: to find yourself, think for yourself. We're always looking for the answer outside of us. The answer's inside of us. And here in the bottom left, life is the most difficult exam. Many people fail because they try to copy others, not realizing that everybody has a different question on the paper. And they're probably looking at you to try to copy your stuff, and they're running into the same thing. Be you, the truest, most honest you. We go to flip the script. We're talking about things. Remember, we were talking about how we've been sold a bill of goods thinking we have choice. We got a lot of things in front of us. None of them is worth a damn. You're finding out now people can't keep their homes, can't keep their cars, can't keep their jobs. They just can't keep anything, which is exactly what they said. You're going to have nothing and be happy. In fact, the World Economic Forum is now kind of being run by Larry Fink, who is appropriately named. And he says, we're going to get rid of cars and single family homes because you're going to have nothing and you're going to like it because we say so. But then we have Seneca who says it's not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. And that's the whole point. That's what the Seven of Cups is all about. Choice, choice, choice. I gotta have more, gotta have more, gotta have more. Well, you're finding out now, all that does is enslave you. It makes you a poor man. You're never happy. Well, I could have had this. Well, yeah, okay. Why didn't you choose it? Well, at the time, right? Erich Fromm, philosopher, says greed is a bottomless pit, exhausts the person in an endless effort. People like Larry Fink, they're greedy. They're empty. They have no souls. In fact, saw an interview with somebody who interviewed Larry Fink, said, she says, I never ran into a more unhappy man. He's got trillions of dollars at his disposal. What in the hell are you unhappy about? Because he's not feeding his soul. And here in the bottom left, life is strange. You arrive with nothing, spend your whole life chasing everything, and still leave with nothing. Make sure your soul gains more than your hands. Remember, there's a change in the wind. There is a construction zone up ahead. You have work to do. final for today. How about a little history hacking? People connect the Civil War and Abraham Lincoln with slavery. That's not true. You don't understand slavery. Two big factors in slavery. First of all, there were over 3,000 black men who owned black slaves before the Civil War and during the Civil War. 3,000. On top of which, it was the Jews who, for centuries, controlled slavery. They set the rules, they set the guidelines. And so, people go, oh, well, Civil War, it's all about slavery. No, it's not. It's about banking, central banking. Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated because he tried to change the economy of the country, said, quote, "At this time I face two great enemies, the Confederate Army in front of me and the banks behind me. Of the two, the one that I fear the most are the banks." All right, you see what I'm saying? You think you have choice. You don't. What you have to do is distill your life so that you have a good, solid, honest, real, not delusional value system. That's the whole point. And in fact, that's the matrix reading for today. Tarot, astrology. The matrix, by the way, isn't a place. It's a psychological trauma bond with fear-based control systems. They want to scare you. That's the way they manipulate. We escape by healing our attachments. Okay? We've talked about that today a lot. There's construction in the road. You have to change your path. Just remember that your destination is no longer a place. It's a new way of seeing things. That's where your freedom lies. That's where your future lies. Hey, please, we're out of time, but like and subscribe. It's very important. As I said earlier, they're playing with the algorithms, so you just disappear. A lot of podcasters having problems with that. You can help. Like and subscribe. So that's it for this time around. Thank you very much for joining me on this new adventure, the Cosmic Echo. I'll be back tomorrow. Between now and the next time we do all of this great stuff together, peace and blessings.